Please listen carefully.
Kizzume, what's up, man? So, this is a reply to Kizzume Fowler's reply to D. Wayne's reply to Christy Winter's reply to D. Wayne's video describing why he thinks that the Confederate flag is merely a symbol and we should be concentrating on the issues underneath it. So, Kizzume and I had a bit of a back and forth in D. Wayne's video comment section, and Damien Farrar jumped in there as well. And basically we're of two different opinions on how this went out. So, a couple of quick prefaces to this video. First of all, I just got back from camping. So I think I'm coming down with something. I've got like a sore throat and swollen lymph nodes. I'm mosquito bit and I've got a 2-day beard. I'm not feeling 100% right now, so bear with me. I'll try and be as cogent as possible. Item number 2. Kizzume, we disagree a lot, buddy, and that's okay. I respect you. I like the fact that you're willing to be wrong. I like the fact that you're willing to argue with yourself at times and kind of spread your feelings out on the bench and take an inventory of them. I like the fact that you're willing to tackle issues that you're not 100% comfortable with. And that's great. I suspect a lot of this is a misunderstanding more than a disagreement, but I'm perfectly willing to engage either way. So keep that in mind. This is coming from a place of respect. I'm not going to call you names. I'm not going to attack you as a person. I'm not going to try and undermine your credibility because I have no dogma to pursue in this event. I merely want to come to an understanding. And if we can't come to an understanding, then at least I'll have made my position known. And you can judge me based on my actual statements, my actions as a bystander, rather than by misconceptions. So, that all said, one more qualifier. I cannot personally stand the Confederate flag. I have no love for it. I grew up exclusively on the West Coast in very liberal climes. All of my relatives are from Union states exclusively. I really don't have a dog in that hunt. Personally, when I think of the Confederate flag, the images in my mind are of, the typical stuff that's portrayed in stereotypical movies and TV. Rednecks, kind of a lust for a past long gone, butthurt about having lost the Civil War, etc. On the other hand, I understand the history of that conflict fairly well, and that there's a lot more deep elements to this whole thing. So, I don't really have a lot of Confederate sympathy, per se, but the truth is always more nuanced than the prepackaged version we get. So, I understand that at least. So, if you're from the South, you've got the whole Confederate flag pride thing going on. Like, I don't really get it, but I at least kind of understand a little bit as a observer looking through a series of telescopes at a distant object. I recognize that it is there. So anyway, that all said, let's talk about the topic at hand. So essentially, the contention is that there's absolutely no point in waving this flag, carrying this flag around, doing any of this stuff. Well, I don't own the fucking thing. I don't have any part with this fucking flag. What kind of gives me pause in this whole thing is the knee-jerk mob reaction behind it. And this bent in especially the social justice warrior-esque circles. And I don't mean to apply this label as a blanket derogatory thing, but there tends to be a certain mindset among internet activists. They want to sterilize ideas that they don't care for, and that means block lists, which are literally blacklists. That means putting social pressure on companies to either change or close down, stop campaigns. I mean, they're really trying to silence any kind of disagreement with their position. Now, you're saying that there's been no banning in America. That's bullshit, my friend. You need to study a little bit about McCarthyism. So McCarthyism is this idea that you can just silence people that you disagree with by labeling something to achieve a greater good. So in this respect, you don't actually ban anything either, because that's what Nazis do. We don't do that here in America. You see, what we do is imply that you're some kind of a sympathizer, some kind of a bad person. Maybe you're red, maybe you're one of those evil commies. Maybe you're a rape apologist, maybe you're a racist. So you imply, subtly or otherwise, that somebody is one of these dissident groups that are anti your group, whatever that happens to be. And the rest takes care of itself. The mob does the work for you. They can't get work. Nobody will talk to them for fear of being associated with them. Their positions are not taken seriously. So we are already in the midst of this atmosphere here where this is happening. Many of my friends are on fairly prominent block lists on Twitter and things like this. I probably am as well. I don't know. I don't really give a shit. But the point I'm making here is we're already in the throes of this. Just because something is not made illegal doesn't mean it's not essentially banned. So, again, I have no love for this fucking symbol. I don't care about it. I have no dog in the hunt. On the other hand, fuck fascism. Fuck censorship. Fuck the whole mentality of silencing the other side. That shows me that the position of the silencer is extremely weak. If you cannot tolerate an opposing view, your position is flaccid. So that is what I'm struggling against. That is what I'm cautioning against. That is the reason why I support D. Wayne and his efforts, to show a symbol is a symbol. I'm much more interested in dealing with the problem of racism, not in snatching symbols and blacklisting people and making a big fucking stink about it. You can't change minds that way. Racism is not embedded in cloth. Racism is here. This is what you have to deal with. You have to be able to engage with these people on their level and say, hey, look, this is the way it is. And if they're not intelligent enough or not honest enough to engage with you in that manner, then at least you make that kind of discourse public. You set the playing field, you set up the rules, and you let everybody observe the sport as it plays out and make their own decisions. That's the way you reach people. That's the way you change the minds that can be changed. Those who don't will die out, just like every other stupid movement has. But if we get into this mentality of, the ends justify the means, how are we any fucking better? How are we any better than that? One of the only things we really, really have going for us as Americans is the First Amendment, and we goddamn better fucking use it. We gotta get used to not self-censoring. Challenging the political correctness of our day is challenging the system. Being PC is basically playing as far towards the middle as you can. That means lowest common denominator. Sometimes the lowest common denominator is quite good when you have a renaissance. I would say we're pretty fucking far from a renaissance right now. And what we need is some dissonance. What we need is different ideas to be put on the stage. At this point, we've got a lot of very insecure, very scared, very aggressive social Marxists trying to set the tone for this country. And in a large way, it's working. If we continue to go down that path, we're getting into thought crime territory. And we're looking at Orwellian bullshit straight in the eyes and not even blinking here. This is really what has me going. It has nothing to do with the stupid fucking flag. The flag is only a milestone on this road to tyranny. And like the problem of racism, the tyranny is here. If we can trick people into self-censoring and keeping these ideas under the ground like the roots of a weed, they'll continue to flourish. If you pull them up by the roots, if you get rid of the roots of these things, if you really change somebody's mind, that thing is gone. You cannot destroy energy, but it can be changed. That's what I suggest we do with racism. That's what I suggest we do with symbols that we don't like. We change them, we adapt them, we subvert them if necessary. And when their purpose has been served and we've gotten rid of the roots, the underlying issue, they can be discarded. Who fucking cares about the Confederate battle flag? It's ugly as shit. It's an orange field with a blue X clashing on it with white mullets. It's a very, it's unimaginative, uninspiring flag to me. I really don't give a shit about it as a flag. But let's use it as an opportunity to fix racism, to fight censorship, and to push the open exchange of ideas among people that can be reasoned with. Let's give everybody a chance to reason as well, and not just stick a stamp on them that says, you know, dissonant, red, commie. It's better. So let me leave you with this. As Martin Luther King Jr. famously said, love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend.